I was like, man, civil engineering is very practical. There's so
That
many.
sounds like someone who likes math. Hey, that sounds pretty practical.
Yeah, I like logic.
What's the
So
higher probability that
I'm a numbers guy. I'm like a logic guy. I follow logic typically. So yeah, I mean, I could have been so in civil engineering. I know you had a geotechnical engineer on one of your. I listened to that one.
Yeah, we've had a few number of engineers. We had a mechanical engineer on, but he was talking about his hobby. He's got telescopes that he like explores
Okay.
space with.
Oh, that's awesome. I wish I had
Yeah.
one of them.
Yeah, we had a geotechnical civil engineer from Egypt.
Yeah, I listened to that one. That one was really unique. But yeah, so freshman year I had to explore like what I wanted to be, but I saw that civil engineering, you can be a geotechnical, you can be a transportation engineer, you can be a land development, water resources. There's so many different types of civil engineers. And I was like, well, I'm going to take the one that has the higher probability of like finding a little niche, and I, I finally chose civil engineering. And at the end of the day, whatever engineering you chose, it was all about solving some sort of problem. And I don't really have a unique story like some people where they're like, yeah, when I was a kid, I used to like rebuild things. I would like, break it apart, put it back together. Like
Yeah.
I really loved Legos. All I got for Christmas was Legos. Honestly, I fell in love with the language of math. And once I got to college, I started viewing the world in a different way. Everything was a number, and it was opening my mind up to the possibilities. Like after leaving physics class, I was just like mind blown. The building you and I are in, engineers have studied
Look
every.
at, I got just right here, just physics books.
See, okay, quantum theory. That's like stuff you can't really see, um, but like yeah, like the building that we're in, like the soil was studied, like the foundation underneath, the structure, to the water and sewer pipes that are coming to your house or wherever you are at right now, travel to you so you can do your business. The lift station across the neighborhood that's collecting your business, getting sent through a centrifugal pump that was designed by electrical or mechanical engineer. I mean, everywhere around us is a mathematical equation, and there's just a full language around us. And it's just like, that's kind of what I fell in love with. And that's kind of how I was drawn to engineering.
So it's like there's all these puzzles to be solved, and you
Yeah.
find joy and pleasure in solving all these puzzles.
Yes. Yeah. Every day is a puzzle. Like right now, so I'm a land development engineer, which like, what the heck does that mean? I'm basically preparing the land around us to build something on. And
Okay.
what I'm also doing is doing all the infrastructure underneath. So like all of your water, your sewer, your reclaim, your irrigation, your stormwater management, all the ponds that you see around, and um, like basically all the infrastructure, all the grading, like how a site like looks and inundates and everything. It's a puzzle. And we're using like programs using all of that math language to solve the problem. So like you can do your business so that people's houses don't flood, so that large 700-acre sites don't flood. So it's a really fun game.
The unsung heroes of it all.
Yeah, we don't get enough credit, man. We make all this stuff happen.
Because if you do your job right, then no one talks about you, or we don't hear about you. You do it
Yeah.
wrong, we hear about you.
Oh, you do. Especially structural, which is just like, man, that's a whole nother ball game. Like I'm gonna say this, you can be a mass murderer as a structural engineer. To
Structural engineer.
have that pressure on you of holding an entire bridge full of people. I'm not a structural. I thought about it
That's a
until I
lot. So
logical.
yeah, so that's a lot of stress. You got to
That's
get it right.
yeah, that's a huge ton. You can flood people's houses a little bit. I'm just kidding. They have insurance though, so
Uh, So do you see yourself long-term in civil engineering, or?
I would I would say so. It's a great profession, and there's a $1 trillion infrastructure bill coming. So I mean, for any people in college right now, I'd say definitely get into civil engineering. But yeah, I see myself being an engineer, being a civil engineer for a while. But I also, I really enjoy writing. I really enjoy public speaking. I like sharing my story. So how my long-term plan is laid out is no matter what I do, I'm just trying to grow.
Mhm.
And wherever my life takes me, that's what I'm going to put 100% effort in at all times. So I'm excited for my civil engineering profession, but I'm also excited for all the opportunities around it.
Yeah, absolutely.